So you're wrapping up post-production for
Yeah.
the Untitled Mike Ott project. Can you tell us?
Sounds so epic, man. It's not like that. Yeah, I mean, we're editing. We have like an 85-minute cut, and I think it's pretty close. I'm thinking maybe, hoping by next month we'll have it locked. But you know, locking the picture is always such a daunting thing of knowing like when it's done. As soon as you lock it, you're committing. You can't change it after that. You know, the sound mix and all that stuff.
And then you said you did some test screenings, a couple of them, where you received notes from people.
Yeah.
How are you with sort of constructive criticism? How is that for you? And then also, how does a filmmaker know what to listen to and then what to go with their own sort of vision on?
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough thing. Another great piece of wisdom from my mentor at school always said, the toughest part about being an artist is knowing when and when not to listen to criticism. Because it never ends. You know, you could like keep taking criticism forever. Like, oh, you should change this. You know, I think you gotta know. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, there's like you gotta have enough passion and remember why you're making your movie. I think, and when you go back to that, those are the things that you keep, and then you know the things that maybe you're not so married to. I don't know. I mean, if 18 out of 20 people are telling you that like this scene isn't working, I mean, be kind of an idiot to say like, well, I'm going to keep it because like it's the movie. However, you know, you're always going to get to that point where it's like some people like certain parts of your films, other people don't, and I think that's when you kind of know it is working. Is when it's like somewhere in between of the feedback that you're getting. But again, I think 75% of the room saying like the opening shot isn't working for me, like probably not working. You know.
And when you know that you're done, like looking back on Analog Days and Little Rock, and I'm sure too there was less pressure, so you're just like, okay, this is cool, this is done. But how, do you get to the point where you overanalyze things, sort of like analysis paralysis, where you're just like, or are you more free flowing with it? How do you know when you're finished?
Yeah, I mean, this is my third movie, so I don't have like a lot of experience saying like, it's like different with each project. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the nerve-wracking part, is saying like, I mean, there's like Bryan Singer talks about like you can work on a movie forever. Like literally, you could just keep changing some part of it. At a certain point, you have to let it go. You have to say like, this is it. When that is or where that is, like I don't know. And that's kind of the problem I'm having now, is kind of figuring out when I'm going to say like the movie's done.
And then switching gears a little bit, what do you say to filmmakers who think that they have to have theatrical as part of their distribution plan? I mean, what do you say to that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of antiquated in a way. Like, a lot of people don't even go to the movies anymore, and like there aren't really the theaters showing stuff. And it's fucking hard to get people to go see a movie, even a fucking really good movie. Like being a teacher and showing students like really well done independent films, I mean, they fucking zone out. So I don't think it's a deal breaker if you don't get a theatrical. I don't think it's a make or break your movie. Especially with now all these other kind of avenues to like get your film out there, like that didn't exist, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Wow. And then what things did you do with Little Rock and Analog Days that you'll never do again, that you learn the hard way, that you go, you know what, I'm not going to do that with this new project?
Oh, that's good. Well, like I said, like sending it out before the film's ready, I did it both times. Like, I just think it's a mistake. Having the film in the best possible shape with sound and image and all those things, and sending your screener in with a list of like, keep this in mind when you're watching it. The fourth scene, there's going to be a shot where, I think that stuff. I guess the biggest thing I've learned from it is just how collaborative making films is, and it's not something to resist, it's something to embrace. Because I think you're having people that are interpreting things and bringing their own creativity to it, and I think with Little Rock I just learned that it made the film a lot better, embracing that kind of stuff, opposed to I think with Analog Days I was much more like I am metal director, and like it's my vision, it's going to be done like this. So I guess what I wouldn't do again is like not be open to things happening on the fly, being open to the creative process.
Sure.
Yeah. And understanding it, I guess.
And then in the radio interview, you touched on briefly that festivals aren't really that big of a deal. if you hadn't had so many of the festival fees waived, how many do you think you would have entered and spent your money? Because it does add up. And
yeah, well, I don't think that they're not. I mean, I think like, you know, it's a way to get your film out there, and again, like, you know, who doesn't want to be in a festival? And you know, going to festivals is a lot of times the only good part of being a filmmaker. You know, like getting to go to another country for free and show your film, and like it's amazing. But you know, I guess what I was trying to say more is like, you know, getting your film into Sundance or South by Southwest or one of the big festivals, it's not going to change your life. You know, you're still going to finish your film and you're going to have to fucking make another one. You know, I mean, that's, you know, not that you shouldn't send it in. If you get in, it'd probably be great, but you know, it's not the golden ticket to you know, a life with supermodels living in a mansion. You know what I mean? But I think it's really important to send it out to as many places as possible. I mean, I think it's something you should write into the budget of when you're making your movie, because like, you know, to do all this work and put all this effort into a film and then not send it to some festival because you don't want to spend $30 more, like, it does add up, but like, it's part of getting the film out there, you know. And you know, I've gotten some like really, with Analog Days, some of the people that have ended up helping me out down the road are weird people I met at some like CineQuest in San Jose. And I still talk to this producer there who got me a job, you know, doing this documentary for InXS, which has met him at this like rinky-dink festival. Not rinky-dink, but you know, it's not a huge festival. Like, so I mean, you know, and a lot of really great things happen with Little Rock are just people I met sitting at a bar at a festival party who ended up, you know, helping me out, like sending my film somewhere. So I think it's really important, you know, to send out as many places as possible, and especially European ones, because most of them are free.